everybody. This is Sherry Winston and welcome to the Writer's Book Nook. I am so excited. You know what season it is? Christmas in July. Now I know a lot of my bookish faves online are celebrating Summerween, and I do plan to get in on the fun, but I have always loved Christmas in July. I remember being a kid and my mom explaining it to me for the first time, and I thought, that is the most incredible thing ever. So I am going to be talking about Christmas novels, Christmas themed novels, some that are just plain Christmas themed, and others that are actually Christmas and July themed. I love this time of year. I'm not a cozy girl. I mean, I am a cozy murder mystery, but I'm not a romance girl, but the only time I find romance acceptable is at Christmas time. I will read romance, I'll read cozies, I'll read books with talking dogs. I still don't really do the paranormal, but short of that, I do everything else. I love Christmas themed thrillers, Christmas themed murder mysteries, and just Christmas themed books. They make me happy. I am so happy every year when Hallmark does their Christmas in July thing and they just roll out all the Christmas movies. I'm one of those people who can't wait for that. So, without further ado, here is my Christmas in July reading list. And hopefully I will get through most of these during the month of July. So here we go. Now, the first one is called Murder in July, and it takes place in Australia, where in July it is snowing. And award-winning baker Holly Bright finds herself locked in a mystery when a food critic winds up dead in the forest, in the woods behind her house, and she stumbles upon him. It doesn't help that they were having a heated argument just a few weeks before, and the whole town witnessed it. So everybody thinks that Holly is the culprit. She is losing business. She is losing friends. She is losing sleep. What is Holly to do? Well, it's a race against time for her and a mysterious stranger who comes into town and just seems to know a lot about investigating, claims to be a former insurance investigator. I don't know if I believe it. I'm sure Holly doesn't believe it either. But either way, he does seem to be helping her. And together, they are working to figure out a conspiracy for the upcoming baking championship that may have led to the journalists, the man who was killed was a journalist, which may have led to his murder. So it sounds juicy, and I'm reading it now. I can't wait to finish it. So, Murder in July. The second book is called Cold-Blooded Killer, and it is by Alex Pine. I think it's book 6 in a series that I started reading last Christmas, and I just devoured them. Again, they were Christmas thrillers where the DCI Walker was constantly being thrown in one murder mystery after another. Every holiday, somebody gets murdered in their little Cumbrian village. So in book 6, which is where I'm up to now, Gordon Carver, who is a journalist, is found dead on a path on his way to his own home. When he is discovered, he's well liked in the neighborhood. Everyone is devastated. Of course, his parents are devastated. And the mystery is the last person that he called was DCI Walker. But Walker missed the call because it was the Christmas holiday. He was home. He was bathing his children. He didn't have his phone on him, so he missed the call. Now he is haunted by the fact that he missed the call, and he can't figure out why this reporter would have been calling him just before he was murdered. So these books are, if you're looking for a Christmas thriller that is fast-paced, that you can move right through, these Alex Pine Christmas books are amazing. again, over the holiday, I was stressed about a lot of different things, as we all are during the holidays. We have our own ghosts of Christmas past. And so I just devoured several of these books. Because I'm me, I don't think I started with book 1. I think I started with book 3. So I've read 3, 4, 5, and now I'm on 6. At some point, I'll go back to 1 and 2, because that's just who I am, and I can only be me. So the next book on our list, write it down, it's the Cane Catastrophe. And the tagline is, "Christmas in July never tasted so deadly." And this features candy chemist Penny Pepperton. And she discovers a fellow chemist dead, Walter Cinnamon. She finds him dead in their laboratory, and the clues point to her. Oh my. So now she has to use science and her own ingenuity to figure out who killed the candy chemist, and why was he left in the laboratory, and what was the murderer really trying to accomplish. So I don't know. I haven't started reading that one, but it's on my list. All right, another TBR, which I actually have the physical copy of, and I bought it last Christmas, but I never read it. And so I'm really looking forward to reading it during this celebration of Christmas in July. And it is called Murder at Holly House, Yorkshire, 1952. As Christmas approaches, a dead stranger is found lodged in the chimney at Holly House. Inspector Frank Gatsby is ordered to investigate. If he can't uncover the killer soon, the whole country could pay a dreadful price. And that's a tagline that I pulled off of Amazon. So it sounds amazing. I know reading the back of the book, it sounded amazing. As I said, I bought it locally at Christmas time, and I got caught up in those Alex Pine novels and a couple other things I read during the holidays, and I just didn't get to it. So I am looking forward to reading it this summer. Ooh. All right, Murder Mystery Advent Calendar, The Christmas Party Killer by Elodie Farrow. Readers get to play along. You get to help solve the murder because the clues are in plain sight. Every day in the Advent calendar, there is a new clue that is revealed. So will you be able to figure it out? Will I? Will the participants at the party? We'll have to read and see. I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't read a lot of books where I got to play along. Somewhere in there, there's a Christmas party, a Christmas puzzle book. And I saw it, and then I lost it, and then I couldn't find it, and so I wrote up my notes and I didn't put it in there. But in a future TBR that I add for the summer, I may add that book to it because it looked really good. Now this one is a locked room mystery, A Christmas Party by Georgette Heyer. And the mystery where every guest has a secret, and the host of the party is universally reviled. So everyone is at this person's house and they all hate him. And then he winds up dead there. So the inspector has to come and figure out who among them is the killer. A locked room mystery again. I love it. Murder for Christmas, a classic mystery for the season. Mulled wine, mince pies, and murder. Mordecai Tremaine, former tobacconist. I have no idea what that means, but I can't wait to read it and find out. And perennial lover of romance novels is invited to spend Christmas in the sleepy village of Sherbrooke. But tensions are high, and soon Mordecai is trying to uncover the mystery of somebody that winds up dead at another party. And it bears the dead person bears a striking resemblance to Father Christmas, the way that he's dressed. Can Mordecai prevent another murder before the snowfall ends? I don't know, but it sounds intriguing. Now, this is another one that sounds intriguing, and this is for the season. Ornament Exchange Murder. Retired teacher Grace Hatwell organizes the annual Christmas in July celebration where they get together and they do an ornament exchange. Well, there's someone who's in their village who is kind of nasty, and she's been very derogatory to several people about the ornaments that they bring. And of course, when they get together, Miss Thing is found dead in her ornament room. Now, who could have done a thing like that? And her prized classic ornament is missing. So now Miss Hartwell is on the case. So I love the fact that she's a retired teacher, so that means that she's not some young chippy. I like it when us mature gals are represented in the literature. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Now, another book that I'm looking forward to reading too, because this is one of my longtime favorites authors, is Mary Higgins Clark, and it's called Deck the Halls. Oh my God, my mother used to read those books. She couldn't finish them fast enough. And I was about 12 or 13, maybe 14, and she would finish them and I would take them. She would finish them, I would take them. So at some point, I'm going to do either a Throwback Thursday or a Way Back Wednesday and talk about it's not really a series, but the sequence of books that Mary Higgins Clark has provided. She has been a murder mystery maven, and she is among the authors who really ignited that feeling in me. It was Agatha Christie, and it was Carolyn Keene of the Nancy Drew novels. And Mary Higgins Clark played a role too, because I really devoured those books and I really loved them, and I imagined myself writing them. And so Mary Higgins Clark. So it's called Deck the Halls, and it's 3 days before Christmas, and Reagan's mother, Nora, the famous mystery writer, is in the hospital with a broken leg, and her husband, Luke, and his chauffeur, Rosita, are kidnapped. Oh my goodness. With the help of lottery winner Elvira, Reagan is hot on the trail of the kidnappers as the winter storm threatens to upend the dangerous but inept kidnappers. So we've got a winter storm, we've got dumb villains, we've got them in peril because they have been kidnapped. These people have been kidnapped, so it's not a murder mystery, but it is still a mystery, and it could be a murder if Reagan and Elvira don't get there in time. So these are characters that Mary Higgins Clark and her daughter, Carol Higgins Clark, have created separately, I believe. Elvira is Mary Higgins Clark, and Reagan is Carol Higgins Clark. And they have combined them for this mystery. So that's the story there. Now, A Novel Christmas by Charity Shane, when a prominent romance writer, Sierra Wright, suffers a writer's block. Child, I know what that feels like. Her editor issues an ultimatum: crank out a blockbuster holiday romance, Christmas romance, or the publisher is going to drop you from their list. And then there is Dorian Black, volunteer firefighter and all-around good guy, who happens to live in the duplex next to Miss Sierra. But he has suffered a catastrophic loss. He's suffered the loss of the love of his life to cancer. So romance and being involved with anybody is the furthest thing from his mind. However, you know how it goes. You know how we do. It's Christmas time. Sparks will fly, tinsel will fall, and we will see what happens with this beautiful couple. And then we have, I think our final book is Royal Holiday by the Queen of Romance, Miss Jasmine Gilroy. Vivian Forrest is happy to tag along with her daughter to England for a work trip. But what Miss Vivian wasn't expecting, honey, was to meet beautiful, handsome Malcolm Hudson, who is the secretary, I believe, in the royal mansion or whatever you call it. He knows the queen, or knew the queen back when we had a queen. And now the two of them have entered into this cutesy, flirty, maybe more than flirty holiday romance. And they're both willing to just give it up at the end of the daughter's work trip. Or are they? We won't know until we read that book. I can't wait to read that book. I am so looking forward to all the books on this list and to adding more as the month goes on. As I said, I'm not a sappy reader. I need some murder, death, kill in my romance and my fiction. But the exception is Christmas. I love a sappy Christmas love story. I love a Christmas themed murder. I love a Christmas themed thriller type of book. Love it. Absolutely love it. So I can't wait to get into these books. I hope I've inspired you, and I hope you'll be joining me celebrating Christmas in July. That is all, my darlings. I am so happy to see you. I'm so happy to be here, and I look forward to seeing you again. In my next video, I'm going to do a wrap-up for the month of June, where I talk about all the books that I read, including all of the Black authors and queer LGBTQ author and books that I read. So stay tuned for that, and until then, I'll see you in the book nook and see you at the bookstore. Bye-bye. Written by and I'm counting your night. I want your mind.